This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual Purge, sanctioned by the U.S. government.
Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 continuous hours. Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the Purge. All other weapons are restricted. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when the Purge concludes.
And, for the first time since its inception, no one has been granted special immunity from the Purge. No citizen or group will be exempt. Blessed be our new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
Hello and welcome to my channel. As you already know, I'm doing a Halloween tutorial today and it is from the Purge election year film. This mask was kind of used for their main promotion and posters, so I really hope you like it. So as you can see, I start off by mapping the mask on my face using a brown eyebrow pencil. This exact one is from Primark. So I started off by drawing the line of the top of the mask, and then I went in with the crosses on the eyes, and now I'm doing the mouth, as you can see right here. So it's just 3 lines on either side and 2 crosses on either side, and also a line along the tip of the nose. Next, I fill in my forehead with a foundation and try as hard as I can to blend it out without getting rid of that line. And then I mix up some face paints together to get a really light green. This mask in this film is based off the Statue of Liberty, but if you have a look at the posters, it's a lot more green than the actual Statue of Liberty. So that is why I mixed up a green and a white paint. The paints I mixed up were Snazaroo in white and lime green. I do paint over the eyebrow pencil, but don't worry because you can see it through the face paint. So once I've finished filling in the whole mask, I then draw a black outline on it using a black face paint and a nail art brush that I got from Claire's. I love this brush and I use it in a lot of my Halloween tutorials because it can get really fine detailed lines. Now it's time for the shading of the mask. So I've got a brown eyeshadow on a really small compact eyeshadow brush, and I just run it along the outside of the mask. At first I just place the eyeshadow, and as you can see I then slowly start to blend it out and pack on the colour closer to the mask and let it fade out onto my forehead. I also add a little bit of black eyeshadow to try and gain some more depth and make the shadow really dark. I then get that same black eyeshadow and put it on a big fluffy face brush and just tap it over my painted mask because we want to make it rough and textured and I don't want it to look squeaky clean. I then go back and line the rest of the mask using a black face paint again, starting from one side of the face, going down along my jawline, under my chin and back up to the other side. I then tidy up the line using a makeup wipe. Now it's time for blood. You can do this right at the end, but I just got too excited. As you can see, I got a red face paint on a really stiff paintbrush and I just pull the bristles back and let go so the paint splatters on my face. I start off with really light splatters on my face and then I go in with the paintbrush and lightly tap my face so I can get some more controlled blood marks on this mask. I then put a ton of face paint on this brush and then flick it really close to my face just to get some bigger splats of blood onto my mask. This sounds disgusting, it probably looks disgusting, but it looks good at the end of it. I then go back in and start tapping my face with the brush to get some more controlled blood marks in areas that I haven't got yet, and bam! Tapped my face too hard and got a huge red mark on it. So be really careful on this step, because now you're going to have to painfully watch me correct it. The best way I found was getting a makeup wipe, wiping that area and then getting that green face paint and then going over it. Before I touch it up anymore, I have to let it dry, so then I go in by getting that black face paint with that nail art brush and painting the crosses on my eyes. Once I'd done that, I then draw 2 lines on the tip of my nose, and then I am going back to the eyes, and I'm now using a white face paint and drawing a really thin line in the middle of the black lines I'd already drawn. I didn't know I was going to do this, so some of the lines were not thick enough, so I thicken up the lines as well as blackening out my whole eyelid. If you are going to do this step as well, make sure that the black face paint has completely dried before you go over it with the white, otherwise it will just mix up and get really muddy. Going back to finish that little patch on my face, I used a black eyeshadow like I did earlier with a big face brush. I now fill in a white line along the black line I'd already painted on my nose. Now it's the exciting bit, and this is the neon green and also what makes it UV friendly. This is actually a neon UV pigment by Moon Glow in the colour green, and I got these off of Amazon. You can use them on your nails, you can use them as makeup, but how I used it as a liner, I mixed it with the Inklot Duraline, but you could mix it with a face oil as well. I just mixed them together and it made this really cool eyeliner effect. Once I've gone over all them white lines with that now new neon green liner, in near enough every Halloween tutorial I leave the mouth last because I don't want any risk of smudging it in this tutorial, because sometimes when I concentrate my lips rub together or I lick them, I don't know, so I just leave them to last to be on the safe side. I draw in black first, and I draw the 3 lines going across my mouth. I start by doing the cheeks first and then I do them across my lips because that can be really difficult, and then I draw the 2 crosses on either side of the mouth. Next I draw 3 black lines going down the centre of my lips. The first one goes right down the centre of my cupid's bow, and then the other 2 go either side of it and they are slightly shorter. Now I go over them black lines with the white face paint, just like I did on the eyes and the nose. This is really fiddly because there is a lot of lines going in a lot of directions, so really take your time with this, and like I said earlier, I do really recommend getting a really thin brush like a nail art brush that I have. And once you've done that, then it's time for the neon green. Literally the same as the eyes and the nose. I feel like I'm repeating myself constantly, but that is what you do next. Then I decided to go back to the eyes, and I actually extended the cross down onto my eyelids. So when my eyes are closed, it looks like a full cross. This is a really good technique, especially with the UV paint. It looks really effective. The last step of makeup I do is get that big face brush and black eyeshadow again, and put it all the way down my neck and in my ears. I don't want my skin to be highlighted and shine through. I want it to look like it is behind the mask, so it gives a little bit of depth and a shadow to make that mask really stand forward. Now to really add to this whole costume, I made a Statue of Liberty crown just out of foam at home, and I put black eyeshadow all over it to make it look a bit dirty, and then I just pin it into my hair. I then get that paintbrush with the red face paint on and go over it to make it look like there's some blood splats on that as well. And as I really wanted this crown to stand out with the UV light as well, I actually had some UV paint. I will link it in the description down below, but you cannot use it on your face, so that is why I'm only using it on the crown, and I just outline the crown. To add to this costume, I got some green material and wrapped it around me like the Statue of Liberty. This is a lot more green than I wanted. I wanted it to be a similar colour to the crown, but it's all I had, so I still think it looks good. So this is the final look. If you liked it, please let me know by liking this video and sharing it with your friends, and also tagging me if you decide to do this look. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you do not miss any of my future Halloween tutorials. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!